I get to talk about our brand new sports psychologist, Bonnie Marks, who offers 19 years of rehab experience. Yeah, I'm done. Okay. In helping individuals become more successful in achieving their life goals. She has worked at Risk Rehabilitation in several positions, including vocational rehab, outpatient psychology, and brain injury day treatment program. As a licensed psychologist and cognitive therapist, she particularly enjoys working with individuals in achieving fitness goals by encouraging them to participate in marathons, 5-mile events, and Zumba. Her main interests are the psychological aspects of sport, physical and mental fitness, and goal setting. Past presentations include mindfulness, visualization practices, meditation, and stress reduction. As a board member of the Achilles Track Club, she has coordinated programs for adults and children who encourage them to overcome obstacles that may block their progress. These obstacles include anxiety, distractibility, depression, stress, negative self-talk, and overthinking. So welcome, Bonnie Marks.
Thanks. Before I go into the mental strategies, I would like to show a very short video. It's 52 seconds, and I'll refer to it throughout my talk. So you're wondering, why do I expect you to run 61 miles an hour? No, but I noticed several things about the cheetah. When the ears go back, man, that cheetah just takes off, and it's so focused on its goal. There is nothing that can distract that cheetah from that toy or that gazelle. And but one of the strategies that I wanted to discuss is visualization. You can easily visualize yourself as that cheetah during the marathon, or a gazelle, well, maybe not the gazelle because a cheetah caught the gazelle, but or a racehorse. Some people visualize themselves as a racehorse. And what's so interesting about this is when I was looking at the video of the cheetah and the video of Usain Bolt, when you watch their body move, it's very similar. It's just incredible, the dynamics. It's just, you should watch it on YouTube. It's just amazing. His win in the London Olympics, he's amazing. The visualization is a common strategy. You also have mental rehearsal, which is a very effective strategy, and Serena Williams uses that a lot. Mantras, mindfulness, and goal setting. These are all 5 strategies, and I'm sure you probably have been practicing some of these already. So, as I said, you can visualize yourself as a racehorse or a cheetah, or you can just simply imagine that you're crossing the finishing line. Or you can sense what that would feel like crossing the finishing line. And just kind of allow yourself to imagine what that feels like. Another strategy is visualization is to imagine the energy entering the center of your body and radiating out towards your muscles. And how I see this is breathing in on the energy entering the center of your body and breathing out as it's radiating towards your muscles. So I would combine all of these with breathing. Breathing is important. Breath is good. So I would combine many. I would first take in several deep breaths before you start the visualization. And many athletes, it works. Agassi, Serena Williams, Jack Nicklaus, Greg Louganis have all been known to use visualization and mental rehearsal as part of their sport. And it also can reroute your mind away from pain, which is kind of nice. mentally rehearse the run. Some golfers, if you're a golfer, you might want to, golfers are known for mentally rehearsing their swing. And Jack Nicklaus used to mentally rehearse before every swing in a tournament where he wanted that ball to go. There's been studies, and some of you may know more about this if you're in physical therapy. There's been studies about vividly imaging the pattern of movements innervates the muscles in a sequence of movements comparable to actual motor performance. So in training of figure skaters and gymnasts and free fall skiers, they have participated in studies like this where visually imaging the movement actually has the same response in the brain as doing it. And there's been more studies since this was done, which was 1980. But the idea is to create a mental video to see and feel the event in your mind. And it also can help you with anxiety if it starts to build. Rituals are great. Self-talk, breathing is always good. Music, your iPod, have your music ready to go in your practice, and warm-up routines. Okay, mantras. Okay. Does anyone have a mantra here that they use? Anyone want to share what their mantra might be?
Courageous.
What?
Word.
Okay, what's the word?
Courageous.
Courageous. Oh, I like that. I like that. That's great. The idea is to make it personal and something meaningful just for you, because everyone's different. So I did create a list of familiar mantras, but you really have to make it meaningful for you. And the mantras, Shwi Shimnoi, used to repeat the word gratitude because he said it kept him away from some all too familiar mental traps. He completed 22 marathons. He lifted like 9,000 pounds. So, and all this was through mental preparation. He was quite known in the 70s. And he talked about mental traps being some of the thoughts that you get while you're running, like, I'm going too fast, I'm going to burn out, my knee is getting sore, how long do I have to be out here anyway? So there's all kinds of negative thinking that can pop into your head. And the idea is that the mantra counteracts that, because you can't have two competing thoughts at the same time. So the relaxation caused by the mantra alleviates the anxiety and also controls panic. And there's several mantras. Push, I can do this. How great I am. Who do you think might have had that mantra? Exactly, you got it. That's exactly the one. That's exactly how great I am was Muhammad Ali. And breathe, just reminding yourself to breathe. I'm exceeding my own expectations. I'm mentally and physically strong, one step at a time. And another one is one breath at a time. Stay focused and just do it. I like that one. Nike. Okay, mindfulness. Mindfulness is another strategy. And there's a lot of definitions of mindfulness, so I kind of lean towards Jon Kabat-Zinn or Daniel Brown at Harvard. It's a fresh awareness to each moment. It's paying attention in a particular way, and I underscore particular way, meaning on purpose and non-judgmentally. There's really two parts. One is bringing your complete attention to the present moment, and the other one is not judging, not criticizing yourself, no negative self-talk. It's letting go of the judgment, and it's about having curiosity and enthusiasm. It enhances well-being. Jon Kabat-Zinn says that it accesses multiple intelligences and it expands your awareness. One thing about expanding your awareness is it helps you be aware of your environment, looking around you, taking in your environment. You can be aware that you're eating, but being mindful that you're eating is a whole different thing. Being mindful in eating is really enjoying and taking in the experience of eating. And it's not just being aware that you're eating. So there is a difference between being aware and being mindful. Breathing controls anxiety. Let your breath be an anchor to tune into the present. And you can also say to yourself, Thich Nhat Hanh, the Tibetan monk, he says to himself, I am breathing in and I am breathing out. So it's a good practice, good thing to practice. Yes?
Are you suggesting practicing mindfulness during running practice or at other times during one's day, or how would one?
Yes, during practice and even during the marathon. Yep. Breathing's important. And also mindfulness relaxes muscles, but it's a way of really being in touch with your body. So, for example, marathon, feeling the ground under your feet, feeling the sensation of wind on your face, the cool air. I mean, there are going to be moments when you will want to be mindful. You will want to be mindful of your body, but you also want to be mindful of the whole experience, because there's nothing like it in the world. And particularly the environment, when you go through the different neighborhoods and you start out in Brooklyn and you have people, it's early in the morning, so people are like hanging out the window in their undershirt waving at you. And then you hit Queens and you have the punk rock bands, and then you get Brooklyn, you go past the Brooklyn Museum, and you've got the Ecuadorian musicians, and then you hit Harlem and you've got this amazing gospel choir that's so astounding. And so you have music all along the way, so you really want to take in that experience. It's just phenomenal. It's just nothing like it. One runner from Runner's World, if I was tired for some reason, I would focus on my breathing or try to empty my mind of thoughts. So the thoughts about the pain and discomfort, but focus on breathing is important. I want to go back to flow a little bit, because flow is written by Csikszentmihalyi. It's an amazing book. If you don't have it, please do yourself a favor and buy it. It's not a book you can read overnight. It's a book that you can read a few pages and then you have to kind of reflect on it and then go back to it. But it's an amazing book, and he talks about the flow experience. The definition is there. It's fully immersed, a feeling of energized focus, full involvement, and enjoyment in the process of the activity. And he talks about dancers, musicians, athletes, all describe this feeling of total immersion, and they lose a sense of timelessness. They are so into their the experience that they just lose track of time entirely. Go ahead. Oh, okay, thank you. All right, better speed along. Okay. When I was said before, be aware of environment, like terrain, colors, sounds, smells, mindfulness during the marathon, the neighborhoods, the sounds, the bands, the music. One step at a time is another way to practice mindfulness. And Qi running has become a mindful practice. Qi is part of Tai Chi. What they have done is they've taken the concept of focus and learning to pay attention from Tai Chi and transferred it into running. They say that there's fewer injuries, first of all, in Qi running, and it's a much more mindful practice so that you prevent injuries as well. Become a holistic runner, and there's a walking meditation, and I suppose you could run also and say, with each step I smile. Goal setting should be specific and clear. They should be measurable so that you feel progress, because that will motivate you even more. And they should be attainable The time frame should be reasonable to achieve the goal. One critical thing is immediate feedback. You should, coaches always share feedback immediately, but you should have, if you're with a friend, give each other immediate feedback, a running partner. And some people set a goal of just setting a new personal record or just simply finishing the marathon. There's a great quote by Fred Lebow, who was the co-director of the New York City, co-founder of the New York City Marathon, and he talks about how important it is to feel just satisfied with finishing the marathon. That it's not about your time or record or breaking records, it's about finishing. And he was quite a man. So in your practice runs, if you find that you're just exhausted and you can't, or you're just not into it, one thing you can do is set small goals for yourself and say, okay, I'm just going to go to mile 5 and that's it. And then when you get to mile 5, then you reassess and challenge yourself to a new target. Or you can say to yourself, I'm just going to run for 15 minutes. And at least run for the 15 minutes and then decide before you pack it in, before you give it all up. Avoid negative self-talk, be kind to yourself, less judgmental. And hey, take comfort in the courage that you signed up in the first place. That's amazing in itself. Rob Di Costella is was an Australian marathoner, and this was his quote: if you feel bad at 10 miles, you're in trouble. This is for the marathon. If you feel bad at 20 miles, you're normal, and if you don't feel bad at 26, you're abnormal. So, all right, and to quote the boss, no retreat, baby, no surrender. Okay. That's it.